What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, we got an interesting one here. Somebody sent me this, and funny because it's World Cup season. You know what I'm saying? World Cup started yesterday. I believe yesterday or the day before yesterday. But we got why Americans would never accept soccer or technically football. You know what I'm saying? We finna check this out, see what it's about. It was like 9-10 years ago. So, I think the world's mind has changed, especially when it comes to Americans and soccer, because I started watching more soccer highlights and videos just this year, and it's grown on me. And I was like, dang, this is very entertaining. And I never knew. I thought, when you have the Super Bowl, NBA final, like you see the numbers like, wow, that's big. You look at the World Cup numbers, it's so big. You see why it has to happen every 4 years, and it gets bigger and bigger. So let's see what Miss Kelsey Albaum has to say about this. Y'all hit that subscribe button and let's see.
Okay, so I grew up playing soccer. My grandpa's from Chile, and I was always told that soccer isn't a sport, it's a religion. So I played for 15 years and I fell in love with the sport. But I realized something. Nobody else cares about soccer, meaning everyone in America thinks that soccer is dumb. Why is this going? Okay, sorry. Everyone in America cares about the big three, meaning baseball, basketball, football.
Facts.
They care about this and not this. So I started to think, why? Why don't Americans like soccer? And when I started to think about it, I realized that there's so many things that Americans' disapproval of soccer reveal about our values and beliefs in general. My first point, American ethnocentrism. In America,
Before she gets started in this, real talk, I would say Texas for sure. Texas for sure is football culture. Football, meaning American football. And basketball is growing so much. Basketball is growing. The rest of the world, I was just telling, on my sports channel, I've been doing NHL, National Hockey League. I was like, I don't know any school that has hockey in Texas, but we have a professional team. Weird, right? And we just, I think 2 or 3 years ago, my old middle school just got a soccer team. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's interesting, but it's crazy.
Have this obsession with being the best at everything we do. We're America, and we're #1 in the universe. And don't get me wrong, I'm the first to join in on a USA chant where and whenever it breaks out. But let's be real, it's pretty obnoxious. And we feel as though our football and baseball and basketball should be no different. Our football players are the best players in the world, but they're the only players in the world. And our basketball players are huge, and they win every year.
The crazy thing is, that's what people used to tell me on this channel. They'll be like, y'all have the Super Bowl and y'all say world champions, but ain't nobody around the world playing that. Basketball is different. NBA, the top 3 MVP candidates were from other countries. It's changing. It's changing out here, man. I'm telling you. I am telling you.
We have 14 of the 18 basketball gold medals. And our baseball players every year compete in the World Series. But the World Series is between 2 American teams. So I think it's pretty safe to say that our favorite sports, we're the best in the world at. But what about the world's favorite sport? In soccer, our men's U.S. team is yet to win a single championship title. So what do us as Americans do? We don't watch it, because if we can't be good at it,
we don't want to watch.
There must be something wrong with the sport. But this alone isn't enough to keep us away from the sport. So there has to be some other reasons. Americans have an obsession with the excessive. We have supersized meals and huge cars and the largest houses we can afford, and even our people are getting bigger and bigger every year. So why should our sports be any different? Take scores, for example. In Major League Baseball, the average score of a game is 9 runs scored, which is equivalent to, say, 9 goals. And in football, the average score is 20-17, which is about 7 goals in comparison. And then we have the NBA, which on average, each team scores 97.2 points, which is about 75 to 85 goals a game. And then there's soccer, who scores 2.2 goals on average per game.
That's a hard two.
That's just not big enough for America.
That's
Something else isn't big enough. Soccer players. In the NBA, the average size of a player is 6 foot 6 inches and 220 pounds. That's like Hagrid from Harry Potter. Then the average football player is about 6'3" and 250 pounds, also huge. And the average baseball player is about 6'1" and 200 pounds. Then you get to soccer, where the average player is 5'9" and 170 pounds. Half the
Oh my gosh. Hey, that definitely not big enough right there. She making some good points. She making some very good points. Because in my opinion, the best soccer player in the world just happened to be like 5'8", 5'9". You know, Messi. I don't know. Let me see. I always got to find this for people, you know. I got the little croc thing with Messi, you know, legend. But I think Cristiano Ronaldo, ain't he like 6 foot? He like 6 something. He tall. He look tall.
The guys in my lecture hall are bigger than that. America simply is not impressed. Which brings me to my last point. Materialism. In America, we seem to be obsessed with making money. So how does this relate to soccer? Well, the main networks that would play soccer, being ESPN, CBS, NBC, ABC, make the majority of their money from advertisements. And soccer just isn't conducive for advertisement.
Unless it's the World Cup. In comparison to
football, which has the end of the first or third quarter, the 2-minute warning of the second and fourth quarter, timeouts, instant replays, game stoppage after punt returns, injury timeouts, game stoppage after scores, and game stoppage after turnovers that all lead to commercials. Soccer has halftime. That's just not enough.
She breaking this thing down.
But even if they would play them, Americans just wouldn't watch. Because as Americans, we value the time of making money much more heavily than we value our leisure time in comparison to other countries who work shorter days, have more vacation time, and have way more leisure time than we do. For this reason, we value our hours of leisure time much more highly. Therefore, say, spending an hour and a half to watch one goal isn't exactly the best use of our time. So in terms of economics, the opportunity cost of watching a soccer game is far too high. So while I love soccer, and I would love to see it become huge in America, until we value money less,
which will never
don't care as much about being the best in the world, and can get over the fact that everything needs to be huge, soccer will remain an everywhere but here thing, along with the metric system and the drinking ages. Thank you.
Alright, she broke this thing down. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. She broke this thing down. That make a lot of sense, boy. Cause even college basketball, I went to go see a college basketball game. Dude, they ran up and down the court 5 times, and it was a media timeout. And you only get like 5-6 timeout, you know, per half. But there's media timeout, like she said, all those, even college sports, it's ridiculous. I don't know how many times, like 1 or 2 plays happen. All right, we'll be back with this commercial. Come on now. But like I said, individually, like I think we even have professional soccer teams here in Texas, Dallas area mainly. I will say, since I'm in that area, we have I think 1 or 2 professional soccer teams. But the thing is, like she said, I know schools, everybody got soccer. Like one of my classmates, she was very good at soccer. You know, she went and played at the highest level in college and stuff like that. So, but it's just crazy to me that she made good points. She made good point, great point. It's almost like you make it seem like it's the WNBA. It's almost like the WNBA comparing. Why don't people watch the WNBA? Entertaining. Nobody wants, you know, they want to see these women dunk. They want to see these women do, you know, crazy thing. Most people be like lower the rims type thing. But we looking for something that's going to shock. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen Messi highlights. I've seen Ronaldo highlights. Very exciting stuff. Very good stuff. But sitting through a whole game, people ain't going to want to do that, like she said, for 1 point, 2 points. But I guess when you're an athlete, you understand how hard it is to get that 1 or 2 points. But we speaking of the world, not everybody's an athlete, not everybody plays sports, but they're fans. This was some good stuff. She made some very, very good points. I think nowadays, like I said, it was 9-10 years ago. So I think now people are getting the gist because, like I said, FIFA World Cup is bigger than before. But that's just, we know that's a world thing, and that's, you know, that's going to grow every year. And I'm sure there's more love from other countries outside of America than within our own country. So, but this was interesting. This was interesting and good, great. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Send me more recommendations, and y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.